last hours of life, but campaigners are staging one final attempt to save it. The gates officially close at 10:30 tonight, bringing to an end nearly 90 years of aviation history, which began with passengers joining a mail flight to Croydon in 1923. Well, our business reporter Scott Bingham is at the airport for us now. Scott.
Yes, Simon, this was never the busiest of airports, but as you can see, totally deserted this afternoon on this D-Day, the final day of operation here, the official day of closure. Just a short time ago, there were 50 or 60 campaigners, as you mentioned there. That banner, a reference to the fact the city was able to save its football club, but not its airport. Sutton Harbour say they simply couldn't sustain the financial losses. They regret closure, but they had no other choice. They say it simply wasn't viable. But a group of local businessmen calling themselves viable see it differently. They've outlined a 10-year plan which they believe could see this once again flourish and eventually become an international world-class gateway.
Today the airport closes operationally, but we open up a new chapter today about where people can relook and rethink what's being done here, and instead of developing a new housing estate, we can look at how we can create an international world-class gateway that will be a symbol of our pride and ambition as a city.
Ambitious plans, but are they realistic? One independent transport analyst is not so sure.
Exeter has moved on from being a local government airfield to being a highly dynamic airport, and Newquay ceased to be an airbase and is similarly dynamic, and so that catchment area is gone. We're only left now with the city itself, and we are actually a pretty small city. We may think it's big, but it is small, with very little hinterland. So it's hard to see where the passenger numbers would actually come from in the future.
Plymouth City Council meet with Viable to discuss their plans in the new year in January. We should learn more after that meeting.
Thanks, Scott. Bailiffs